Hello, Abyss. Hello, Soulseers. Welcome to Abyss here Tarot readings. Um, yeah, I, yeah, yeah, I definitely had. So I bought a lot of tarot decks. I bought some decks this week. Yeah, and the thing about buying decks is that, yeah, I have unboxed all of them. This is the one that I haven't unboxed yet. I've opened this, but I haven't. I've seen the book, but I haven't like seen the entire. I've not seen the cards one by one. Okay, so today I'm going to be seeing these cards one by one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for some reason I just wanted to do a deck review. Yeah. Um, First things first, yeah, this is made by printed with soy-based ink, soy-based ink. And by the way, the person who made this deck, their name is Lubanko. I saw their video on the internet. They did a whole 1 hour something Zoom meeting or something like that, and they posted that on the internet where they are talking about when they were talking about their deck, right? I saw their deck. So this is an artist. They were talking about, and this is not an AI art, and they have a lot of. They have been working on this deck since 2014 and like 10 years, right? And it took 10 years into making this deck, the patience to keep on committing to this project, to keep coming back to this, not getting swayed by the trendiness and the impulse based narrative that's uh, they like it's like they knew they kind of like they worked they were like being very patient. They were very patient with this work of art, right? Very beautiful. Like I've seen this deck with many other people, and I know that the cards are really beautiful. I just wanted to, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I just wanted to say some things about it. So this is from Lillivine Publications. So it includes 80 cards. That means there are two extra lovers cards in here. Explore the surreal, the intense, the queer, and the divine. Lubanko invites you to dive into many facets of life through a mythical, sensuous, colorful, and unapologetic lens. This deck and its full color guidebook are by, by inspired by but also diverged from the Rider-Waite Smith system, creating a collection of archetypes with great dimensions, relatability for modern readers. Each of the 80 cards, including three versions of the Lover's card, is packed with decadent meaning to meditate on, helping you decipher your personal metaphor and mythos. These cards encourage you to ask deep questions, to seek the truth in all its light and darkness. As you journey through the deck, you will discover the diversity of life on earth and the divinity of transcending our, our expected forms. Okay, and the divinity of transcending our expected forms. Very beautifully written. Um, I can already see some of the illustrations of these cards in here. It's very beautiful, right? Hmm. I love the artwork is amazing. I'm somebody who loves chrysanthemums. I love uh, the idea of funeral flowers. I love the idea of the ethereal flowers. The way human beings saw um, a way of connecting themselves to the angels, the divine, the God, the spirit, something that is way above them, that something that is, beyond their um, limited human form. Very beautiful, cover. Yeah, it comes in a magnetic box. There are constellations in here. I I do not know if these constellations are real constellations or not, but yeah, I don't know. Like it could be an Easter egg. We will never know. Without darkness, we have no shadows to define the light, and without light, the darkness may seem unending, and without boundary. Okay, that's nice. Lubanko. So as I told you, I already opened this book. So yeah, it comes with a card holder, and this is it's got some beautiful packaging, and yeah, beautiful yet simple packaging. Yeah, Lubanko is an artist, designer, and a tarot enthusiast. She specializes in creating art on the surreal, strangeness, sensuality, nature, and metaphor. Emily started reading tarot over 20 years ago and has been hooked on the process and the mythos of it ever since. EmilyLubanko.com. Okay, and these are the types of arts that she creates. Very raw. I do not know, but it looks like somebody is like I do not know. I don't know if this person is like if they are dead or if they are like if this is a process of them decomposing. But it almost looks like this person is like lying on the ground, by the river, and their body is decomposing, something like that. So much beauty in this picture. There's so much sensitivity in this picture. Absolutely love their art. Yeah, right. Uh, I want to keep this page. Is it visible? Yeah. Okay. Now don't miss the newest tarot and oracle decks. Head to Lilivine, newspaper PHP to subscribe to our monthly tarot update. Means save 20% on the next order at lilivine.com with code new tarot 2020. Code is not valid on current sale items with other discounts and previously placed orders. Must be logged into the Lilivine account for the code to apply to your card. And they have some new tarot decks illustrated by Abigail Larson and text by Sasha Graham. Darkwood Tarot. Oh, it looks like an elf tarot. Nice. Yeah. Dare to enter the dark wood and discover your shadow self with enthralling Rider-Waite Smith style deck. Okay, boxed in 3 by 4th, and yeah, 78 cards and 304-page deck. What is the? How many pages are in this book? How many pages are in this book? 234. Oh, 234. That's got a nice ring to it. Find your truth through shadow work and light. The Lubanko tarot looks at darkness and light with same import. Each one defines a boundary of the other to form reality. I love the way she writes about shadow and light because that's how things work, right? I also love how she calls how the shadow is called work and light is basically the fame, the result, the things that come out of the work. So I absolutely love the way this like there are like the way these small details are being made in here, right? This lovingly crafted, intensely illustrated deck helps you to confront your inner darkness, focus your emotional energies, and forge your own pathways of success. This guidebook teaches you how to read deeper, make better decisions, and create your own tools when ones you have don't work. Lubanko presents each card's upright and reverse meanings, sample tarot spreads, and a variety of questions to meditate on as you journey within yourself. Along the way, you can explore all the aspects of being human, both vast and small. Nice. When you come to this earth as as a creature with that conscious, yeah, it's the same thing that was written in this card. Yeah. Um, okay. So let's see what. Ooh, love it. Nice. I love this. The thing about this deck is that it reminds me a lot of Hunter x Hunter. Like it literally does sometimes, because the the I don't know. It's like there is such a magical element to it, right? All right, I want to read this introduction because um, I want to know the process with which this person went through this, right? So let's go. You have before you a lovingly crafted tarot deck. I have been reading tarot for over 20 years, and I worked on this deck for at least 6 of those years. Okay, these cards and paintings and books were made from 2014 to 2020. This new edition, with its additional cards and more robust book, was updated in 2024. Much has changed in these years. So, like with any piece of art, you're holding a time capsule of a person who makes art in such times and has learned a lot from the said times. I see. This entire paragraph, it reminds me of another oracle card that I have. I absolutely love purchasing this deck. It is a Cantigi oracle. Love this deck. Love it so freaking much, because this book, this book that was written by Ray Diamond is like, she wrote this in during the time of pandemic. The This book is a treasure trove of knowledge, of self-reflection. If you are a tarot enthusiast and if you are more into the self-improvement part of it, must recommend. My God, this is so freaking good. This book, and this is Laura Zospan's art, right? So I'll just show you some of her art right here. Laura Zospan also created some tarot deck. I forgot the name of the tarot deck, but it is another artistic tarot deck, right? She created some. I do not know. I think it will. The name is written somewhere in here. Let me see. Laura Zospan, the history of Cantigi. Introduction. Okay. Where is it? Where does? Yeah, she met Laura, and she has made a tarot deck called the Luminous Void Tarot. I've seen the tarot deck on the internet. I've seen him in deck reviews. It's a very beautiful tarot deck. Has beautiful watercolor creations. I would definitely, if you are into watercolor tarot decks, or if you are into this free flowing style of watercolor decks that can actually, that have more of an abstract imaginary feel to it, definitely go for her cards. I love her cards so much, like in the sense of like I wouldn't like in the sense of like this abstract this abstraction that it gives to me, and it's just fun, like working with her cards. It's and reading this book along with those cards, there's such a deeper meaning to it. Love this oracle deck a lot. So actually, this deck was created during 2020, I guess. Yeah, it was created during 2020, or maybe during the pandemic time, when everybody was going through lockdown and all that. So when Emily said in here that the art she is making is a time capsule of the things of the person who makes art in such times. Yeah, uh, pretty much reflects a lot on the cards that were made on the cards and the writings that were made um, during during the creation of the Cantigi oracle. You can like actually observe um, beauty of the deck, the cards, the self-reflective nature of this tarot deck. So, yeah, making a tarot deck is about taking some of the large scale metaphors of human experience and summing them up into an imagery. I made these at their base as highly personal art, but they are also works to be shared, and they are high intensity tools made by a small high intensity person. I think I would have, added something like made by a small yet high intensity person. This person seems to be seems really passionate about their work. It's very nice. Okay, so I believe in the importance of imagery. Wait a second. Okay, yeah. What was I about to say? Making a tarot deck is about taking some of the large scale metaphors of human experience and summing them up into imagery. I made these at their base as highly personal art, but they are also works to be shared. They are high intensity tools made by a small yet high intensity person. I believe in the importance of imagery, in listening to the way it strikes one personally and learning from that experience. While I hope that the image speaks for themselves, I also believe in the importance of breaking out from those initial impressions and trying on something new. I have tried to strike a balance between explanation and letting the art speak for itself to make room for interpretation. Hopefully, this guide will help you both examine your impressions, how you connect with mine, or whether they connect with mine at all. Everyone approaches tarot a little differently, and I welcome that difference with warmth. If you are feeling lost or curious about my own personal intentions, hopefully this guide will help you. Conversely, if you encounter a card where you feel strong resonance or meaning that does not match my description, don't be afraid to use this tool to tell your own story too. This work comes from my heart, and I am offering my hand outstretched to you. Use these tools in ways to enrich you. I hope they bring you help. I hope they bring you wisdom. I hope they bring you nourishment. I want to read all of these. I think it's a big section. Not so much of a big section, but yeah, for a video, it's a big section. Section. All right. The cards are gilded. Yeah, they're gilded. It's pretty thick. Like thick. It's sorry, thick. I'm saying it's pretty thin. It's very thin. This is the back side of the deck. I think it's meant to symbolize an infinity symbol. Yeah, this is a beautiful frame of white. I don't know, looks like a white embroidery. Also reminds me a lot of, I don't know, sea corals, or at least not sea corals, but sea, ocean things and all. I do not know what inspired them to make this, but yeah. Yeah. So let's see. I do not know. Let me just sort of. Okay, I guess we can keep it in here, and now we have this in here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah, I think I said it enough. Alright. The Fool card is here. This in particular reminded me of Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, and I was like, you know what? We gotta buy this up. We gotta eat this up. Love this fool imagery here. Absolutely love how they are like traveling from one place to another. On the sky, they have wings to walk. The magician, um, very lovely imagery that they have in here. The high priestess. I don't know why I want to like flip it over. Maybe because I've seen this image. Okay. He looks like a chef who's cooking something in the broth, right? High priestess. She looks like she's sitting on the bench and like in between two pillars. Yeah, and like I do not know, like yeah, she doesn't has eyes, but her eyes are the world or something like yeah, like her into, but her eyes are like connect. Like it's very beautiful. I do not know what to say. Yeah, it's very beautiful and intuitive. Empress in here, lovely woman. Emperor. So I think they are a little bit inspired from the Western um, mythos because there's a lot of reindeer and like or like cold winter animal references in here. Yeah, the emperor, man, he looks legit. Like, yeah, the chains and all in here. Like if you reverse it, the chains will remind you how he keeps other people as slaves. The half aunt, somebody who is trying to, yeah, like I found, wait a second, just can I pick this card up? Okay, I don't know why I do not want to. I think I should keep it like this. Okay. The iPad is here, just, yeah, he's deriving all of his knowledge from his books. He can see, like, yeah, he looks at you. I do not know why. It reminds me a lot of, priests and people who are in the religious places, right? It actually reminds me of that because those people, they will actually judge you up, like the judgment that they give to a human being. I'll tell you how it is. Oh my god, why is my mic? Wait a second. Okay, yeah, I think it's great. Yeah. So the thing about priest is that these people, they take the teachings of the books, right? They take the teachings of the books and they are very well adept in those teachings, right? But the way they judge other people is is pretty much based on their own, like it's pretty much like very much like I don't like how do I say this? Like if you see the high priestess somewhere, where is high priestess? High priestess, where are you? If you see the high priestess in here, you know, you will see that she has reflected so like how do I say this? Like a hierophant, I'm not saying that a hierophant is not a nice person. All I'm saying is that when you go to any, um, gathering or any place where people do puja, people do um, rituals, right? Um, like these hierophants are so um, like they judge you. That's the thing, and judgment is basically very much in depth. Like it is something that is very much taught to them, right? Like it is something that they need to do for their religion, for their purpose, right? And that's what hierophant does. Hierophant judges you if to see if you are on the path of God or not. They judge you to see if you are on the path of God or not. While on the other hand, high priestess doesn't judges you. She is the darkness. She is the embodiment. She has already worked on those things, and what she does is that she's accepted. She's surrendered herself to the divine's will. All right. She doesn't like she doesn't sit there to see things according to the books or to like I won't say judge people, but it's more of like to label people and put them in different boxes. That is not something the high priestess does. That is something the hierophant does. What hierophant does is that they put people in different boxes, not because they are labeling people, but because they know that some people require a little bit more practice to to devote themselves to the divine. High priestess, on the other hand, doesn't require. High priestess, on the other hand, requires you to go into these deep dark shadows all on your own. It requires you to become, it requires you to surrender to that wisdom, to that knowledge. It requires you to surrender to that darkness, to that shadow, to accept all of that for what it is and to see it, you know. Hierophant, on the other hand, is not like that. Hierophant, on the other hand, is based on the books, is based on the ritual written on the books. Are you ready for the next level of devotion or not? The Hierophant judges you for that. The Hierophant decides that for you. I have seen this in the tarot community a lot, that they will actually, they are so female, I won't say female centric or female oriented, my god, but that is such a bad word to say. But I would say, I'll say that there is such a bad reputation of Hierophant, almost like everybody can define what high priestess is, and Hierophant, like there is a silence to that Hierophant, there is a silence to that archetype, there is a silence to that um, person who is not here to, like, people think that this person is here to judge others, this person is here to take others to the so-called right path, and this is traditional or that. But the thing is that the Hierophant is somebody who who is very wise, all right. They have practiced a mode of spirituality or a religion for a very long time. No matter which religion you choose, if you know the rules and the practices of that religion, a part of you knows that a part of you surrenders to the God, a part of you surrenders to the divine, to the above, to the universe, in a in a very, like, some religions have a way of doing that, all right. Like they, and the thing is, the Hierophant thinks that the Hierophant knows that they know the wisdom that comes from going to the path, to a path like that, all right. That when a person has been practicing their devotion for years, they know what devotion to their Lord looks like, what surrendering to the divine in after practicing practicing their spirituality in the way that they are. And when I say spirituality, I mean our own belief systems, all right. That is what I feel like spirituality is, like our belief systems, or how we place our faith on the universe, on a divine, on, or on the um, or on the uh, things that we call the flow, things that we call the fate, you know. So I would say that every person has a different way of devoting themselves to their to spirituality. Like everyone has their own kind of spirituality. The people who practice religion have been practicing that religion for a very long time, and the wisdom that their religion gives them, it might not be the vast amount of wisdom that the high priestess has, but it is a wisdom that even a normal person cannot acquire. If they were It is a wisdom that normal people cannot acquire without proper practice, without like, even in high priestess, the high priestess is always surrendering. She is the surrenderance. She is the one who surrenders. Even in high priestess, the high priestess is the one who surrenders. She surrenders, all right. She surrenders herself to everything that's going on around her. Now, I'll ask you this question: if somebody comes and, like, tries to, like, hurt you, will you allow that person to hurt them? No. But the high priestess is not like that. That is the dark side of the high priestess. The high priestess surrenders herself to know if what kind of hurt it is, what happens when this hurt happens, what is the kind of pain and the sorrow and emotion that I feel from that hurt. That is what high priestess is. That is why this is total knowledge. Hierophant, on the other hand, is the knowledge of walking in the right path, walking at the right life, doing the right thing, you know. And when I saw this Hierophant card, made by Lubanko, I was like, yes, this is the deck that I need to buy. They are making such a beautiful representation of this higher fund in here, because I've never seen any higher fund being represented in this way. I've never seen someone represent higher fund in a way like other representation that I really love. It's the light seers tarot representation. I love that representation a lot. Apart from that, this representation is something else. They remind me of something so secular, not secular, um, secular. I do not know the meaning of the word secular. Leave that. All right. I mean to say they remind me of something so traditional, right? Like this entire thing, this eye in here, this dark figure in here. Yeah, that is what this human being is. They are judging you, but they are judging you based on what they feel is the right thing on their heart. You might feel judged. You might feel scared. You might feel, like you're being scrutinized under their gaze. But the thing is, this person is doing it with their heart, and their heart comes from their books. And if you are right according to their books, you are yeah, you are on the right path. You are for them. I do not like it when nobody, like tarot community is filled with so much tarot based incentives, like so much with the high priestess based incentives, and like nobody explains what Hierophant actually is. He's more than just a traditional um, priest right there. And I'm saying that as someone who hasn't read the Thought Tarot yet, so don't judge me. This is something that I'm speaking based on my experience, right? Like I've seen a lot of people in the tarot community not try to see this, understand that Hierophant is not a bad person. They're not bad people. They are just tradition. Their heart is devoted. They are surrendered. They're not surrendered to you though. They're surrendered to whatever they think is the divine. And you are in no place to judge them because they are surrendered to whatever they are surrendered to. All right. Like there is a person who is like utterly surrendered to the art of and I've seen hierophants in even in the tarot community. Like if you are surrendered to the art of tarot and to the point and extent that that is what you devote your entire life to, and you judge people based on whether they are right or wrong for whether they are based on the how there are people who would like go to their tarot cards and spin their tarot cards to find out if this person is nice, if this person is a right person or not. Yeah, like instead of using their own power, instead of surrendering to the situation, instead of surrendering to finding out more about the people around them, they would rather go to the tarot cards to ask the tarot cards if the person is the right person for them or not. That idea of doing that is hierophant nature. It's not high priestess nature. High priestess is when you see a person coming towards you, when you see a situation coming towards you, you sit with that person, you sit with that situation, you experience that person for who they are, and you try to experience and after experiencing them you go to your and it's like once like it's not like you and once you go to your tarot cards you're not asking if this person is the right person or not. You ask if like you do not ask any questions. You stop asking questions. Like it's not like you do not oh my god, what's the thing is in high priestess you're just like you're experiencing, like you're surrendering to, like you're like if you want to, you don't like tarot questions on them. You do not tarot questions about how they are doing, what they are doing. People who make other people think that you need to tarot to find out other people's about other people's lives, or you need to tarot to find out this question's answer or that question's answer. That's not how tarot works. Tarot doesn't gives you um, answers like that. All right, it's when you surrender to the universe, it's when you surrender to everything around you, that's when it comes, that's when true understanding comes, when you surrender to your own shadows. Hierophant is when Hierophant doesn't surrenders to their own shadows. Hierophant only surrenders to their shadow if it is wrong according to the book that they are following. If it is not wrong according to the book they are following, yeah, they they do not care to, like, you know go into their darkness and look at it, um, because they are trying to do it based on their books. That is what hierophant is. It's the idea of sacrificing yourself to the devotion of whatever you're devoting yourself to. Hierophant is such a amazing character to me because it's available everywhere. It's seen everywhere. There will always be someone who will sacrifice themselves to an idea of what they think that to an idea, right? Like, and like they will all, how do I say this? Like, how people are, do you see trendy people all the time, influential people all the time? I feel like Hierophant represents that influential people a lot. Why? Not why? Because Hierophant, like influential people are devoted to, a particular mode of doing things. They are devoted to um, a particular set of um, a particular, like they are devoted to their art, and they would do anything for their, like their uh, how do I say this in a way, not influential people, I would say passionate people, I would say, how do I say this, for example, if the high priest, like the, how do I say the influential people? When I say the influential people, I mean people who play by the book, right? So there, the society works in a social standard, right? Like there is a standard that everybody needs to follow. So have you ever seen how influential people like celebrities, big people, all these people try to play by the book all the time to have a good PR everywhere? Yeah, not because they feel that way from their heart, from their soul, but because the society told them to behave that way. So that society is what they carry in their heart. They do not carry themselves in their heart, they carry what they are passionate about in their heart. All right. Um, they are passionate about being somebody influential, and for they're passionate about people, or they're passionate about serving themselves to people, and they're passionate about looking like a kind, like not looking like a kind person in front of them, but they're very passionate about um, having people's attention on them, right? And for having people's attention on them, their heart has been like sold to the attention. You people, there are so many people who say, right, like this person has sold their soul, that person has sold their soul. Selling soul is not a new thing in human history. Everybody sells their soul. Everybody sells their gosh darn soul, all right? And Hierophant here tells that, like it talks about that, that it is not about selling soul, it is about devoting your soul and your heart to something that they believe is the right thing, all right? And I really love this representation of Hierophant because it's like this, like there are so many people out there who have sold their soul for the attention, for their and you will never you will never see people telling that, okay, this person sold their soul to a specific god or a specific deity. Nobody says that. You know why? Because like nobody says that because we know that this religion has a, like, yeah, we know that whatever the ideologies and everything that this religion, whatever the rule book that is written in this religion, it is um, it is something we have already considered it, that it is worth devoting our time and ourselves to these religious texts, right? But that is not to say, but the thing about influential people is that, or famous people, or many people who always are under the attention of people, like who are devoted, who have devoted their soul and their life to the attention that they get from the crowd. For them, their rule book is the societal standards that the society sets from them. They might have not done the proper um, work. They might have not done the proper work to um, I won't say solicit. They might have not done the proper work to, um, you know, uh, for example, if the society says that, it's okay to objectify yourself, it's okay to sexualize yourself, and these people will do that. These influential and big famous people will actually sexualize and objectify themselves because the public tells them that. All right, that is what the public rule book tells to them. that it's okay, I should not sexualize myself too much, but I should not do it too less either. All right. So that is a societal standard right there. All right. That is what these people read. All right. And they devote their heart and their soul to the attention that they are getting from people. All right. So this is what I feel, and you might say that all of these people are stupid and dumb, you might say the same thing about the religious people and the cultish people, right? Like all these cult leaders, all these people are stupid because they're devoted to an ideology or a certain thing, but their devotion to this certain thing has brought them some benefits, has gained them a wisdom that none of us know about. All right. And that is what this it's the power, it's the power that they hold in their hand, the power that, like, their devotion to this social stand, it's a very influential person. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that hierophant is not a weak person, it's an influential person. I do not know why everybody is like, that like everybody is like emperor or the empress are the influential people. Empress represents the mother, it represents the people who care. Emperor, on the other hand, represents the people who rule, people who execute, right? Hierophant is the influential person of this entire. The Hierophant is the influential person. Hierophant is a person of influence, and nobody talks about it as much. And that's why I have so much issues. Like you all talk about being high priestess, you all talk about being in your high priestess energy. Yet, when you see a new person arriving in your life, you go to your tarot cards to ask your tarot cards if this person is the right person or not for you. You are not surrendering to getting to know this person, you're not surrendering to getting hurt by this person, you're not surrendering to whatever will happen once you take a path with this person, because high priestess is a very dark path. It's a path where you are devoting yourself to knowing the knowledge of what of what will happen, what specific way will this, what kind, like you are trying to know this person and almost dissolve yourself into this person's identity. That is what hierophant is. Sorry, that is what high priestess is. And hierophant, on the other hand, is basically being devoted to your self belief system. That is what hierophant is. You see any feminist out there, you see any red pill person out there, all of them are representations of hierophant archetype, because they are playing by the book. They have dissolved themselves, their soul to that book. All right, they have dissolved themselves to that idea and ideology. They are married to that ideology, and that is why they get that power in their hands. They definitely show that themselves to be this type of person. But what type of person are they within? What do they really think from inside? like you, like, how do I say this, whoever they are from within, like, it's an amalgamation of whatever they have devoted themselves to. Like, it's, they haven't yet like worked on the things that the public has criticized them about, like have not criticized them about, right? If the public starts criticizing, suppose one day the public starts criticizing these people, their rule book will change, they will start devoting themselves to other things. High priestess, on the other hand, is all about surrendering. All right. And I think there's a lot of information on the high priestess out there, but nobody talks about the hierophant, the power of hierophant. Nobody talks about how much of a celebrity about a hierophant actually talks about. Everybody's like, hierophant is a traditional person, the traditional guy, the trad guy. He's not the trad guy, people. You have to actually think what the trad guy is. This is why I really love this quote in here. Without darkness, we have no shadows to define the light. Without light, the darkness may seem unending, and without boundary. Exactly. You have to look at the work. I'll call darkness as the work, I'll call light as a shine, right? Without work, we like, yeah, without seeing the work of the person, we do not know how to define their light, how to define their fame, how to define their influence, how to define the result. And without looking at the fame and influence, without looking at the fame, at the accomplishments, at the results that this individual is bringing, all we ever see is the, like, all we, like, we do not, we, all we ever do is like, you know, um, overlook the work. We overlook the work that needs to be done. We overlook the work that is pending. Yeah. And I definitely want people to understand that high priestess is not someone to be taken lightly. She doesn't just, she is absorbing, she's absorbing, she's absorbing her roots to the pillars of wisdom in here. All right. She is, let me drink water, my God. Oh, sorry. Okay, I needed that. High priestess, on the other hand, she has devoted herself to surrendering to the divine, surrender to the knowledge, good, bad, whatever comes to her, it doesn't matter to the high priestess because she has surrendered herself. All right, she doesn't place by the book. She is not she doesn't place by the book. She has surrendered herself to the point and extent that she herself becomes the book. Okay, she reminds me, when I say high priestess, she reminds me of a human or of a person that doesn't believes in a set belief system. All right, this is, she reminds me of she reminds me of the river. She reminds me of the flow. Like that's what high priestess is. High priestess is basically going by the flow, and high priestess is, and it's almost like hardly impossible to become. I won't say impossible, but I'll say it's very hard to become the high priestess because to gain that sort of knowledge that the high priestess has, you have to accept the good and bad and everything else. Like you have to, how do I say this? For example, if you have been, suppose if you have been kidnapped, all right, suppose if you have been kidnapped and now you have to navigate your way out of the place that you have been kidnapped in. And suppose you're somebody who can, you have a power of, okay, this is a bad, but I do not know how to like talk about high priestess without. Okay, now I know. When we were kids, we used to do max homeworks, right? We would write 2 plus 2 is equal to what, and the high priestess is like, okay, 2 plus 2 is equal to 1. She knows that the 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, but she is not going to play by the book. She's going to say 2 plus 2 is equal to 1. What will happen? What is the reaction that she will get? Okay, the first reaction that she got was that people were like looking at her and um, they ridiculed her. Then she wrote 2 plus 2 is equal to 3. What happened? People looked at her and they called her dumb. Then she wrote 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. What happened? People looked at her and started bullying her. Or, people looked at her and were like, they started asking her if she's all right. Then she wrote 2 plus 2 is equal to 7. And she kept on writing this until one day, like, the high priestess was, like, she kept on writing it and she kept on finding out the different possibilities of what would happen if I wrote this and if I wrote that. All right, that is what high priestess is. When we say high priestess predicts future, when we say high priestess is the heart of the tarot that predicts future, we mean to say, we do not mean to say that she is the tarot card. No, what we are talking about when we say high priestess is that she absorbs the universal energies within her and she gives a probability of what would happen. That's why not every message resonates with you, because not every message is going to have, uh, because you won't be, because not every single time you are going to take the same action that the high priestess predicted that you would. If you had taken the high priest the action that the high priestess predicted you would, it doesn't, like, yeah, like the probability of the result changes, and that's why the resonation of the message changes. All right, like, how do I say this? Like, not every probability can be predicted by the high priestess. High priestess will like, she knows all the probabilities that are going to happen, but she will give the most likely probability of what is going to happen. If the person decides to take the less likely probable action, that means that the prediction that she might make may not come true, all right? It may not resonate at all. That is what and the high priestess will it's not like the high priestess doesn't, like, it's And the high priestess knows it, all right? That is what it means when we tarot readers say, do not take the message that doesn't resonate. I love the Hierophant card in here because this is what we need. We need somebody to explain this idea of what Hierophant actually is. I really love this card, the way she depicted this Hierophant in here. This is so human. So here we go. This is the three lovers cards in here, right? One. Okay, so the first one is this male. I absolutely love how she depicted these cards in here. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, let me see if it is visible. Yeah, it's visible, right? I really love the way she depicted these three cards in here. This talks a lot about the rough way, the rough that people do. This has been like made to show the feminine love that is often very soft, oftentimes very soft, has this lotus type of flowers around, and then these are like it's a little bit more darker as compared to this. I really love this. And then we have um, the male and female lovers card that brings together both of these and actually reproduces, like it reproduces fruits. That's why I really love how these cards in here like are representing um, different things. Like one has a probability of producing a fruit, other has different, like there are different notions. In one of these, like both the people are in in this both the people are like in all of these both the people are absorbed in themselves, but every card just shows different ways of absorbing yourself into the love that you feel for your partner, for your person. It's a very nice deck. I really love this a lot. Yeah, so I'm not trying to generalize anything. I'm not trying to say that female, not female. I do not know what is the word for that. I do not know if calling lesbian is a bad thing or not. I do not know what it is. Yeah, but I'll say this. But lesbian sex or lesbian love doesn't always need to have a soft rhetoric to it. Sometimes it can have a hardcore rhetoric to it, right? Yeah. But the thing is, it's like two feminine energies coming together. There's such softness, such emotional um, meaning to it, right? And the this lovers card right here talks about such hardcore, as if we are absorbing to each other type of love in here, extreme love in here. I really love how, at least because Lubanko has already told us that she wrote it based on the times that she was in. Maybe there will be a time one day where people will be like, yeah, all of these represent the same, like all of, like, it's like, yeah, she, like, in her time, she, like, for her, maybe, two women coming together is far more softer as compared to two men coming together. Maybe she thought of it like that, right? And maybe she built the deck based on that archetype. So for us modern readers, we can easily understand that. So I really love the understandability in here. Then there is the male and female archetype coming together, and um, just like how the man represents the masculinity and is rough, men represent that aggression, so they are often rough, or they are they figure they represent themselves as a masculine figure, so they are often rough. So this person right here is also like, all the men in this are very, they're there's a protector vibe to this person in here. And then women are often considered as soft and feminine, so this woman right here has a very feminine vibe to her. So I really love the way both of these people, all these people are so absorbed in each other. I love how much they all are absorbed in each other, how much they both are in love with each other. Yet it's different forms of love. Yet it's different forms of absorption in each other, right? It's a very, very beautiful deck like that. I really love it. I think I would like, I would, okay, I should, maybe I should like leave it like this for some while. I do not have any thoughts in it. I won't tell which one is my preference in here. I think different lovers card have a different um, like have a different reference to it, right? And I want to see if all the three lovers card have different meanings to them or not. Like I want to see it. Okay, so they she has okay, yeah. So there are three lovers cards. All of them represent the same thing, I guess. Yeah, yeah. She hasn't given a different meanings for different cards, but I'm not going to use one card. I'm going to use all the three of them because um, I think I like the idea of giving that archetypal meaning to it. I do not want to use it separately. Like I'll keep all these cards together and I'll use them together as an 80 card deck only. So I yeah, even though ideally you should be using 78 cards, I do not care. So now we have the infamous chariot card, the one that is in here on the cover of this. All right, love it. Love how this person is taking that yin yang direction to it. Yeah, I don't know how to say this. I also love the fact how this chariot horse is towards the direction of the white serpent, and how it is also in white color, and the white serpent is also in the white color. So it's almost like when the people are in the the horse is in the direction of the result. The horse is in the direction of the light. The horse is in the direction of all of that. But the thing is, the back of the horse, the horse needs to work on the distractions. The horse also needs to work on the direction that it doesn't want to, it needs to work on all of these dark serpent or whatever this is. I don't think it is a dark serpent, but I think this is a horse, but a dragon horse or something like that, I guess. So he needs to work on the distraction or whatever is distracting him. Only when he works on that completely and reaches the mouth of that, reaches to the core of that matter, will he then inspire themselves to see the once he sees the light through the darkness, it will automatically take him towards here. If he goes towards the path of the light, there is one day, if he goes towards the path of accomplishing something again and again and again and again, one day the darkness that he has been suppressing for all these years, the distractions might just take him over and he might go in the wrong direction. It reminds me a lot of uh, you know like how much right direction and wrong direction for the light direction and the shadow direction for a person um, arises from the very thing that contrast their desires, right? Yeah, for example, for people who want to be who are unseen, who feel that they are not being seen by the public, who feel like they are not being seen by the crowd and all that. Yeah, they are they lean more towards going towards that shine. They lean towards going towards that shine. But no matter how much pain they acquire in their life, how much light they acquire in their life, there is always some darkness in their heart, right? There is always some darkness in their heart because they still feel unseen. They still do not, because the reason why they feel unseen is because they haven't connected themselves to someone who sees them for who they really are, but rather they are surrounding themselves with people who are giving them fame, who are paying attention to them but are not giving them the connection that their heart truly needs, right? To feel seen, to feel looked at, right? So I really love this chariot card right here. I love the yin yang ideology here. Again, love this card, strength. Um, okay, so this is like a demon right here. I really love how much of the strength card is about controlling the inner demon, the controlling the inner pervert, controlling the inner horny person. I really love that symbology in here, which is very beautiful, right? Like he's this lion, this demon is surrender. Like he wants to If he wanted, he would have devoured her. He would have devoured her already, But she is keeping him in control. She is keeping him in control. So it's sort of like there's a lot of loyalty. Yeah. And in this case, what we see is that with the strength card in here, as compared to many other strength cards that we see in the Rider-Waite system, this strength card is more about loyalty. Not loyalty, but it's more about like somebody so toxically attached to us, right? Somebody so toxically attached to us because they think that we are everything to them, and the person whom they are toxically attached to, this person is in control of them. So in upright, like I think there's a lawyer, like if this person like this person can be harmful to this lady right here, all right, but she is keeping this person in control. She's keeping this person in check. Such a beautiful depiction of this card, right? I love this. Hermit. So I'll just put, okay, Hermit, the constellation is here, the pathways, the dark pathways here. She has this wand in here. Absolutely love this depiction. She's sort of like, I don't know why it looks like a railway track. Sometimes, in the tunnels and railway tracks, like when there's a dark tunnel and there's nobody in there, and all of a sudden, like the horror movie people, like in horror movies, there will be a dark tunnel, like there's nobody in there, and all of a sudden, for some reason, the directors will put a gosh darn old lady hanging, hanging in the middle of the freaking tunnel. She reminds me of that right now. But yeah, it's very beautiful. The night stars in the sky. It's like, yeah, this is like a person. This is like a person from far away. Like, yeah, it reminds me of a genie. Or it remind. Do you know that story? What is that story? Is that story Hamlet? Yeah, I think it's Hamlet. I think if you know the story of Hamlet, I think it is Hamlet. If you know that Hamlet's father was actually poisoned, right? And Hamlet went to the forest in search for his father. And when Hamlet went there, he saw the ghost of his father. So it almost reminds me of that, like ancestors, coming with their wisdom, ancient people coming with their wisdom from far off places, that might, yeah, yeah, I really love this. I know that this card in reverse will definitely mean something else. Yeah, when I'm saying it means something else, I mean it means ghost, alright? I mean it means spirits. Okay, yeah, weird shit. Let's go. And I think, like actually making this video in the middle of the night actually feels very weird to me. I was hungry, I wanted to eat food, and I could not go because, yeah, I was like absorbed in my thoughts, so I forgot to eat my food. Happens with me a lot. I'm someone like that. Wheel of Fortune right here. So this looks like a merry-go-round, but for some reason it looks like the horses who don't have any head. I do not know what to make out of this imagery. I'll have to read it from the book, but it definitely must mean something. Justice upright is some. This is something beautiful, absolutely beautifying. Love it, love it. How it goes to the staircase and everything else. Hangman, a beautiful representation of Hangman card in here. The death card is amazing. I also love how the death card comes with a portal. So it's like once you pass the portal, you're not the same person anymore. You were alive, but now you are that person that was alive has now died. That's what going through the portal means. I also love the flowers and all that. It adds to the touch of it. Temperance. She's pouring water. Okay, so temperance is this person who is balancing thoughts of her mind with the thoughts of the outer world. Nice, love her. The devil. The person who is wriggling with their own lust, with their own desire, and they are busy wriggling with their own. They're busy, satisfying the itch of their lust, satisfying the itch of their instinctual feelings, that's what it feels like they are busy, they are too focused into that. You've seen so many people who are like, Capricorns are the money making people and everything. Not because Capricorns have an itch or anything like that. That means that Capricorns are focused. They are focused on their money. This is what devil energy is. Damn focused in their money. Damn focused in the things that they are doing. So focused that they do not care about anything, whether right, wrong, anything else around them. This devil card doesn't always mean it's totally wrong. It means that you are devoted to it in an unhealthy manner. That's what it means. Love it. Unhealthy manner to the point that you're hurting yourself and chaining yourself, right? That is what devil card means. Tower, Tar card. Yeah. So I just feel like there is like this shooting, like this wisdom of hope that is falling from the sky. Yeah. I do not know what it means. I think I need to read the book for it. The star card. I wonder what this means. I love the moon card as well. Okay, the star card is lovely actually. It's like seeing your own reflection. I don't know what she's doing. I thought it was a fulfillment card. I'll read the book. I think I'll get to know about it. The moon card is freaking beautiful. I absolutely love the subconscious demon within the moon represents the subconscious, and this is the little demon in our subconscious. Are you going to keep it under the water, or will this demon come and attack you? Because that is what reverse means. It's pouncing on you. It's fucking taking you, taking over you. You know? Yeah, absolutely love it. I feel, I don't know, something about, I think I need to like read the traditional tarot pillar meanings and all that. The sun card, I always used to think that the sun card would have such a lovely look to it if it had an ethnic character, because not because of any particular reason, but it's a bright card. Sun is a very bright card, and I would love a dark character in it, right? And I really love that Lubanko does that. Like she actually brings that. She has a good knowledge of color contrast and stuff like that. Like of course because she's an artist and all that, but yeah, I really love how she just intuitively put that thing in place. The judgment, the idea of ascension. It looks like UFO is taking you upstairs. Very nice, very beautiful. Yeah, among all these people who could have gone up, this person is going up. Now it reminds me of that. There is this story of Elijah from, what is the name? Elijah, the fifth mountain. If you know the story of fifth mountain from the Bible, right? I think by the end of the Bible story or something like that, yeah, Elijah asks the people to bring a bull or a cow towards him. Yeah, and then he just performs some magic according to the spirit guide or the archangel that was with Elijah. And then all of a sudden, a deep in front of everybody, a light just goes down and it just absorbs the cow or the bull or whatever they were sacrificing. I don't know. I don't think there's any sacrificial aspect to it, but yeah, they like Elijah performed a ritual. I think yeah, they did in the end of the um, by the end after Elijah became the not Elijah, but Elijah adopted a son from the widow of Zarephath, I guess, and then that son became like the king of the city of Zarephath, and after that, Elijah like performed some ritual, I guess, yeah, like in front of the sacred fifth mountain, and then the gods who heard him, heard his plea, and then fire, sacred fire from the earth fell down, and the cow or the I don't know, the animal was turned into ashes or something like that. I do not know what that is. You need to look up the um, source of the text to find out. But there were some pretty rituals that they did or something like that was there. I do not remember. I'll check the internet for it, but yeah, it reminds me of that. The world card. Here we are, the world card. Yeah, the world card, and this is the pose of Nataraja. So Shiva's extreme dancing pose. This is the Nataraja pose right here. I think I need to study Nataraja pose to know what it means. But yeah, embodies the world card in on its totality, in its totality. I really love the Ace of Cups in this deck. They, yeah, like somebody who is looking into the, like, yeah, um, Ace of Cups is like, you're absorbed in the ideas, in the emotion, you're absorbed in emotion. Two of Cups, sacred threads of fate connecting you together. I think we really need to read the book to know what it all means. Why is it like moving like this, man? Oh my god, for how many? Yeah, here you go. Watch it. Watch it as much time as you want. While I talk about the Three of Cups, right? Oh, it's like three people are having fun, they're celebrating. Or like this person is dancing with this person, and this person is like in here. Oh, that's nice. They're all dancing with each other, all absorbed in emotions. Too big. The Four of Cups is right here. She doesn't want to see the three cups in here. But what about this one little cup right here? Has rejected the notions of, yeah, has rejected the notions of reality, but cannot accept another good reality that is like, yeah, has rejected the different notions of reality only to look away from that one cup that could offer her everything, right? I wouldn't say emotions are reality, but I would say that our emotions definitely help us perceive, um, our emotions are very powerful in creating our reality, whatever we feel, we create that, whether we like it or not. We end up creating something with, we end up getting influenced by our emotions to create something. So it's very important to keep emotions under check. Yeah, this is the Five of Cups in here. mm, the man has been, yeah, the man has been seeing away from the cups. I think, yeah, it's hidden from his sight. Wait a second, what is this card? Wait, let me see this card properly. What is this? Okay, I do not know what this is, but because oftentimes, like, the cups are in front of him and he's sad with those cups that he has in his hand. But it looks like, I don't know what it is, but I think I will need to like look at the guidebook. There's a Six of Cups, beautiful definition, right? There is, okay, Seven of Cups. Okay, fine. Wait a second. Let me. Yeah, here you go. Seven of Cups. Six of Cups. Nice card. Lovely. Looks like, yeah, in childhood we used to make wall carvings on the trees, right? Remember all of those things we used to do? Yeah, all those little glass of memories, emotions. Seven of Cups. You have Seven of Cups. I wonder what the Seven of Cups means. It's a different archetype. It's a very different representation of that. Eight of Cups. So what is he gonna choose? He's gonna leave all of these behind. For what? Wonderful. I do not know what this card means actually. I do not understand it. Oh my god, why is my hair in here? Bloody damn, take my hair away from it. Yeah. Oh my god, look at it. Look at it, my god. I think you guys like really need to take a good look at the cards. Take a good look at them. Come on. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups looks really cute. Like there's like this person who's satisfied with everything that they have in life, drunk on life, kind of. Yeah, the drunk on life type of person. Nice. Okay. Ten of Cups. Okay. What is Ten of Cups? A land filled with, nourished by the water and everything, the resources. What are these small flames? These are some roses and all that. I wonder what this is. Page of Cups. Nice. I absolutely do not know what this means. Pictorially, I cannot make it out. I will have to read the book. Knight of Cups. Lovely, this little Knight of Cups right here. Looks like a sexy man, which Knight of Cups is oftentimes represented as. Like he's a good looking man who has a lot of emotion. Now, what it reminds me of somebody really flirty on the internet. What was his name? Danny Phantom EXC. Yeah, this character actually reminds me of that guy a lot. Yeah. But Knight of Cups actually has a flirty personality to them. Good looking guy, everything else. But I think there's more to this card than what we see. I love how this artist depicted it. There is just a thing in me that like the Queen of Cups reminds me so much of what of Lubanko. Like if you see her and if you see the Queen of Cups in here, I just feel like she made herself in here. I do not know. I do not know why I think that, but yeah, but there's something like a part of me says that she made that, or I do not know. Maybe it's a coincidence that her hairstyle looks the same as the Queen of Cups hairstyle, right? And it just makes me feel like, yeah, she definitely made something very emotional and very deep, very something very emotional and something that can stir people's hearts or something like that, right? Beautiful creation by Libanko. Here you go, to the King of Cups. My God, the King of Cups is a man of certain authority on his, is a man of certain authority, but he's very good at being himself and surrendering himself to the emotions and letting the emotion and understanding how to guide these emotions on his own. So personally speaking, I love the Pentacles deck a lot. Like this Ace of Pentacles is something I really love. I saw it in her, and I love how there's a honeycomb representing the Ace of Pentacles. How the bees who work hard on building their nest and everything else. Yeah, on building their honeycomb. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles just goes on to show that. Very beautiful artwork, very beautiful deck actually. Is it the Two of Pentacles? Yeah, this is the Two of Pentacles. I won't say this is a yin yang. Now this doesn't give me yin yang ideology. It gives me like two serpents. One says the priority is the cosmic universe. The other says the priority is the material realm. That's exactly what it gives me. Like yeah, one says the priority is the ether. Other says the priority is the material realm. And you are balancing between both of them. The Three of Pentacles. Oh, okay, so it's basically just like the Rider-Waite-Smith representation, right? Um, yeah, they're building a pillar together. They are painting the pillar. They're doing something in the pillar. What is each person doing? See, one person is on the ladder and they're painting. Other person is down there and painting. The third person is also painting. All of them are painting. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Somebody who's holding on to these pentacles and this money for the life of them, right? And it's so funny how their hands that are holding on, oh my god, yeah, they're holding on to the pentacles from the legs, their hands, and like even carrying it, even like they are like holding them on with ropes and threads. But what if we reverse it? What if we, yeah, what if we, like, what if some imbalance comes? What if we just shake this perfectly created, delicate balance? What if we do that? Yeah, every coin that this person has collected falls down. Love the depiction. Five of Pentacles. There's a lot of abundance in here. I don't know, and these people are not able to experience it or something like that. Nice. I love how this entire city that she has created in here looks more like a fairytopia city. Love it. Six of Pentacles. Hmm. Somebody giving wholeheartedly. You reverse it. Somebody picking up things without permission. Nice. Seven of Pentacles. I was a bit confused by the Seven of Pentacles because I was like, well, is she stumbling upon the Seven of Pentacles or is she stumbling upon an investment or something like that? But I think she's like tending to the garden. I do not know what she's doing. I would really want to know the meaning of this card. Eight of Pentacles. Working hard on your statue, honey. Nine of Pentacles. Abundance everywhere. I really love how she used this guy in here. What is it called? The tea bag collector. The tea collector. Whatever. I mean, in tea bags, tea plantations, that's what they're called, right? I do not know. Not tea bag collector. What is it called? Tea leaf collector. Yeah, tea leaves collector. Um, Ten of Pentacles. They're all under a wishing tree. There is one person behind. So all these people are wishing under the wishing tree, right? Yeah, all these people are wishing under the wishing tree. But if you reverse it, this person right here has taken everything. That has taken everything from the root of its tree. It's like stealing or something. I do not know how to say this. But yeah, Ten of Pentacles, very nice card, very beautiful card. Page of Pentacles. Meow meow. Meow meow. Okay. I do not know. Maybe Egyptian civilization reference because Egyptian civilization was very prosperous, right? Who knows? Under Cleopatra. Cleopatra. My God. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles is the slow guy, the stable guy, the firm guy. He's just, yeah, he's on his own. I wonder why Knight of Pentacles was never depicted in a donkey for some reason. Okay, that's a funny, weird thing to think about. Queen of Pentacles right here. I think, yeah, they were talking. I remember Lubanko talking about how rabbits were representing fertility and abundance, right? I do not know why fertility. So it's sort of like abundance of anything, right? But like being able to grow anything in her garden, being able to grow, um, being so fertile that you can grow any sort of abundance. I knew it wasn't visible enough. Watch it. Watch it. King of Pentacles. Very serious dude. Very serious dude. He's looking at the harvest of his crops. He's looking at the harvest of his crops. He's thinking how he's going to use the harvest of his crops to, I won't say satisfy people, but to sort of, why am I getting Vegemite? Why am I getting Vegemite for no reason? Okay. To sort of like, how he's going to like use the money, how is he going to like, yeah. Ace of Swords right here cuts through the freaking iceberg. Hey, ha ha ha. Two of Swords here. Two of Swords here. Yeah, looks at you, sees you for who you are. Two of Swords, two different opinions. It's Two of Swords is just saying, I do not agree with you, honey. Whatever you say, I do not agree with you. Three of Swords. The heart is cut into three pieces, Lord. The same definition, same, um, yeah, same definition we have all been seeing. I really love how the Four of Swords did not is not represented as somebody sleeping or somebody like unconscious. This is somebody conscious and they are consciously relaxing. That is what Four of Swords is. It's not somebody unconscious because the sword is intelligence. It's basically like knowing the things, right? Like that is what the sword is. Like this woman right here, she knows this. She knows she has the. She's intelligent. Like like Four of Swords sometimes almost reminds me of like it's not subconscious intelligence, but it's sort of like yeah, like in this case, the truth hurts the heart, right? In this case, the truth is relaxing. That's the thing. The truth makes me feel asleep. That is what the card in the original Rider-Waite system is, right? Like the reason why the soldier was sleeping was not because they were unconscious. I think this was something Lubanko was also talking about in a video. I think yeah, maybe I'm maybe I subconsciously like went back to that information. But yeah, in those times the soldiers are not just sleeping, they are awake, they are alert, they are not sleeping. Soldiers never sleep. Like when they are on duty, they don't sleep, they are on alert all at all times, all right. That is why the swords represent the information. They're not unconscious of what is happening, right? So I really love how Photo Swords in here like talks about like whatever the truth is, whatever the answers are, whatever she knows, it's relaxing, and she's relaxing with the thought of it. Maybe she knows a new self-care routine. She's just taking care of herself for it, like she's relaxing with the truth, whatever it is. She's just sitting with it. That's what it means. Five of Swords. I really love the depiction how this person who has three swords hurting him. Maybe it's my own depiction, right? I'll see it and I'll find out. But I think for me, what I'm thinking when I see this pictorially feels like the person who is hurt by three swords, right? Doesn't care if he uses two swords to hurt other people because he has already been hurt by three swords of that other people. Like it's like traumatized people traumatize other people. That's the thing that I'm getting in here when I see this card pictorially, because it's like yeah, like they feel that they have been traumatized so much. So if they are like even like for example how I say, right, that I'm not a sensitive person. That's because I have been hurt so many times by so many people that I do not like have that emotional thingy in me, right? I do not like emotional people because I just feel like they are too sensitive about stuff. But the thing is that they are not too sensitive. They are all right. The thing is that I am the one who is just not like I have been hurt by three swords, and I'm so okay with walking like a model with those three swords behind my back that I don't understand that my words can actually feel like my words can hurt people, and even, it doesn't matter if I use two swords, it will still hurt them because other people don't have the same type of sensitivity, the same kind of tolerance as I do. So I really love these cards. I do not know if that is the actual meaning of this, but I really love how this person unconsciously doesn't know that they themselves are hurt. So that's the reason why they're doing it. And they are like walking around like as if they have won the war or something like that, but they have not won the war actually. They just have a lot of swords in their back, and the people that they have hurt have yeah, it's like they only hurt these people like because these people were sensitive to these swords. This person was able to hurt them, but what if this person finds out someone who is even more hurt than them, right? There are so many things about ruthless winner, ruthless authority figures, ruthless. I'll give you time to watch the Six of Swords card and the Seven of Swords card, right? Watch them. Okay, I think it does not want to be seen now. So look at the Six of Swords card by the time I'm explaining this. But there are so many people, who are ruthless winners, ruthless warriors, ruthless, undefeated human beings, right? And the thing about them is that the reason why they are ruthless warriors is because, like, they and they all these ruthless authority figures, they just walk around, acting like they are the biggest person on this world and everything else, when in reality they are just so fucking insecure that they just cannot feel safe without doing their great grandiosity war or like walk, without doing that. Like, they do not feel good enough about themselves without doing that great grandiose walk of wi- win, like that's the thing. Like, sometimes, like, people are so hurt, and that's what I'm getting in here. Like, this person is doing a grandiose walk after what they think they have won, right? But in actual reality, these people are just sensitive to these swords, and once these people get accustomed to the swords or heal themselves, not even get accustomed like that, but heal themselves from the swords, they won't be the same person again. They would be somebody else, and they wouldn't do the same. Like, and the person who is still keeping on doing that grandiose walk, right? They haven't healed themselves. They are still like walking on the path that their wounds have made them, right? And they are walking the walk that their wounds have traumatized them into making. Because if they would have healed themselves, they would have walked like everybody else. And I really love the sarcasm, that the sarcastic tone of this Five of Swords. At least to me, that's what it looks like. It's like, okay, yeah, you won, but you did not heal. Yes, you won. Yes, you hurt some people through some specific words, sentences that would hurt them personally. And yes, you definitely did walk away after hurting them like that. But so what? You are still walking the walk that your trauma has given you. You still haven't healed yourself completely. And the so called truth that you told to yourself, that we are, that you are supposed to have XYZ amount of money to be something XYZ, or you're supposed to be XYZ amount of confident to be able to do something XYZ. Like, that is a trauma that somebody told you, because you don't need to have, you don't need to be a confident person to always to do public speaking, sometimes you can be the most shy person on this planet earth, and you can deliver the most yeah, you don't, like, it's like, how do I say this, you, like, not shy person, or it's not that, it's sort of like, how do I say this, it's sort of like, I am getting that example in my head, but it's sort of like, how men are always like, well, I did not show my emotions today, so I am not weak. And then they are just doing this walk all the time. But actually, they are fucking traumatized, so they are doing that walk of the walk that, like, they as if they won, but actually they did not win. Oh my god, it's so funny. Whenever I watch someone do this walk, there are times when I laugh at myself for doing that type of walk. Yeah. It's like, yeah, somebody told you this truth and hurt you with it, or somebody told you this information or communicated this information and hurt you. Because, yeah, I'm not saying that crying is a bad thing. I'm just saying that sometimes when you cry, when you're in that emotional high, it is easy. You are very vulnerable, and it's very easy for people to manipulate you, to influence you even further, right? That's why it's important to control your emotions. But somebody hurt this person by telling that control your emotions or you're a girl. And now this person just took it like that, right? Like they are like, yeah, I need to control my emotions. I'm in total control of my emotions. But you did not understand why somebody told you to be in total control of your emotions, because they knew that if you're crying and if you're feeling vulnerable in those vulnerable times, it is easy for people to manipulate you, influence you, or anything like that. That's the reason why people say that to control your emotions so that you do not get influenced when you are under your influential, when you are in your emotional highs. And somebody hurt this person's sensitivity so much through those truths because nobody stood there or sat there to explain them everything, right? Yeah. And now what they did is that they like, it's so easy for some people, right? We often think how easy it is for some people to do something. It's not because like to hurt other people and to say something and just walk away with it and not bother about it. It's because these people who are walking away and unbothered, they're not, they have been desensitized to it, right? Like they have been desensitized to like the kind of hurt that these people might be feeling, the kind of horrible behavior that this person has done. They might have too suffered from that kind of horrible behavior, but somebody just told them that they needed to control themselves, and this person internalized it and started walking that grandiose walk and everything else. It's so funny. It's so lovely. These cards. Six of Swords upright in here. Okay, so this is the boat. I do not know what this boat is. Wait a second, let me see this. This is the boat. The person has a. They, I don't know. I think their hands are in prayer position. Yeah, meditative position. I do not know what it is, but it's almost like they're meditating as they are moving on. No, I have to like see the book. Six, seven of swords in here. Oh, the person is sleeping and you're stealing away the sword, you're stealing away their ideas, you're stealing away the information. I think that's the thing. Whatever information was given is bringing peace, is bringing peace into light, is bringing calmness, bringing peace. Whatever information is being used, it's being taken away. Okay, now we have the Eight of Swords in here. I do not know why they use this Tanuki mask. I think it is called a Tanuki mask. I do not know, but I do not know why they use a Tanuki mask. Maybe it's because um, nine-tailed foxes used to like hide themselves as um, uh, what is it called? Gumiho. Gumiho would hide themselves in as someone else, right? They will hide themselves as other human being to something else, right? So maybe that's why they are like using that. Okay, and sometimes like sometimes you wear the Tanuki mask for such a long time that you yourself forget that you are not whatever the freak that Tanuki. You're not the Tanuki. You're just a normal person. You're just a normal human. Get out of that thought. Get out of that idea. Get out of that delusion. Okay, I should not be saying this, right? There are some people who would just do so many plastic surgeries on themselves, and they think that once they do that plastic surgery, they are a completely different person, and they just love to live in that delusion as if they are a completely different person. Or as if they have turned. I remember there were people who were like, I'm going to try looking like this celebrity from tomorrow onwards or something like that. And they start behaving as if, they are the celebrity. When in reality, they are not. They just become delusional after. There are some people who say, yeah, exactly. That's how it just feels like. Let's go for the Nine of Swords cards. I definitely wanted to give the example of Ollie London when I saw these, but I was not like, I did not want to like I'm not trying to target him. I'm just trying to remember like the story that he said, right? That he wanted to look like Jimin, and then he started acting like he's Korean. It's so much. It reminds me so much of him actually. Like if I, oh my God, like all these information. Yeah, it also reminds me of like all this information around me that I have. Yeah, all this information around me that I have tells me that I am Jimin. tells me that I'm Korean, tells me that I'm this, tells me that I'm that, because I've done all this. I've done everything that all these people do. So it just makes me exactly like them, right? But no, you're just confused. You haven't seen yourself yet. Or, it's sort of like, going into that delusional state. Very nice. I also love the expression of this character, how they are like, deluded, have closed their eyes to reality. Very nice, very beautiful depiction. Nine of Swords right here. Girl, what are you doing? Look back. Or you gonna cry about it. Um, alright, so it's like somebody is so scared. The fear has taken over them. They have learned so much truth, so much information that the fear has taken over them. That if they take this step, this step, that step, even if they try to get up, something will happen. Like even if they try to lie down, another something will kill them. Nice. Ten of Swords. Hurt me, choke me. Like I have finally found all the information, and yes, everybody here, like yeah, that all of that information hurts me. Yeah, all of that information hurts me, and like I finally found all the truth, and the truth hurts my freaking self. I'm stuck in a web where where all these truths are coming to hurt me. Like I do not know. It's like, Swords deck always reminds me of the truth that you haven't understood yet or haven't made um acceptance with yet, if I would were to say. It's almost like, how you are trapped in a system as of now. You know how there is a system that sells you preservative foods in food containers and cans, right? But once you find out the truth, you realize that all you're eating is just fucking chemicals and extra sugars, and you're dying, and you're in a trap because these preservative foods are far more cheaper than the original organic stuff, right? So now it's hurting you. The truth is hurting you, right? It's because I always feel like that's because they have not come to terms or come to an acceptance with their truth, with their life, you know. So I really love Ten of Swords in here. I love the web and everything. The web of definitions and the web of truths that's hurting them. It's all because it hasn't made sense yet that they were the one who were dying the whole damn time, all along, and finally they just have to like it's sort of getting I don't know if I'm getting the word deja vu, but it's almost like they have to finally confront the fact that they have been betrayed, right? And and then they surrender, and then when this card comes to reverse, they sort of like surrender. Anyway, Page of Swords in here. I don't know why I'm getting the word empath in my head. Yeah, like that one person who just shows the torch of light. Um, yeah, I remember, yeah, the leaders of explorers. When explorers go to mountains and everything else, at least in the olden times, they would like raise their sword and find it, find the truth or something like that. Something, yeah, something like the leadership is. I do not know, but it's sort of like this person has found the sword of truth, or they took this. I do not know. I often think that the page of swords is always somebody who has found the sword of truth from the that was buried in the stone of truth or something like that. I love this depiction. Knight of Swords. Hee ha. Here he goes. Um, and my eyes are so tired. Lord, I oh God, I need to sleep. I'm doing this in the midnight. Seriously, I need to take care of my sleep cycles. Knight of Swords. Yeah, quick. I shove the truth. I'm here to. It's not even like shove the truth. I come here with quick truth. I go with the quick truth or something like that. I do not know. The Queen of Swords. Blind me, chain me, put a sword against me. I will only tell the truth. I'll only say the truth. I do not know what it means, but whatever. Nice. The King of Swords is here. Just going with the truth, living the path of the truth. Mm. Ace of Wands. I'm growing a tree with my passion. I've got a great idea, and that idea is to grow a tree from my hands. I'm passionate about it. The two paths that you're passionate about. What are the two paths that like? Yeah, it's like the two paths that you're passionate about. You have to take one path, leave the other behind, whatever it is. It's not like the two paths that you're passionate about, right? I do not know. I think I need to see the rider management text definition. Man, I'm so sleepy right now. Three of Wands. Here you go. These are the results of my work. The plants are growing from all of my wands. What do you say? These are the results of my work. This is how, if I keep on doing this, I might end up making a whole group of plants, right? Yeah. Four of Wands. I don't know why I thought it was a jail for a moment right here, but it's a house under the tree. Four of Wands. Yeah, a house, a pillar with four of Wands, a house with four pillars. Five of Wands right here. Nice, lovely card. Wait a second. Five of Wands. Yeah, we do debates, we fight, but that's because doing debates and fights, but we are all united to fight against you or something like that. Yeah, I do not know. I'm so sleepy as of now. Ha ha ha. Man, put me to rest. Six of Wands, winning. Okay, just gonna see it for a long, long time. Seven of Wands, protecting ourselves. Yeah, I think the Seven of the Wands deck is pretty much like, yeah, it's very similar to the Rider-Waite system. Eight of Wands. What is this? What is this Eight of Wands? Huh? What is this person doing? What is this person even doing? I need to know. I need to read the book. Hmm. Nine of Wands. Hmm. Reminds me of those Japanese soldiers, who were like stuck in an island, I think near Vietnam or something like that, because they thought that their king was waiting for them to give an order to execute the Vietnamese or something like that. And they kept waiting them for years till they returned to Vietnam and they do not understand what the heck is happening. Yeah, there was a story like that. I do not remember. But being on guard for a long time, laying weapons everywhere for a long, long time. Nice. Ten of Wands. Nice depiction. Lovely. Hardworking, rock climbing human being. It reminds me of that guy. I do not know if Lubanko is like if she watches a lot of anime or not. But there are so many, like it reminds me of so many anime references, because this one right here, it reminds me of, if you know My Hero Academia, you will know that there is this guy who is from a completely different school. It is during that episode of My Hero Academia where Izuru and Izuru and his classmates go out for Midori and his classmates are going out for hunter exams license, and during that time they meet this guy and this guy in here looks exactly like that, and similarly this person in here, this King of Wands in here, he looks exactly like Endeavor from My Hero Academia. I really need to know if she's inspired by My Hero Academia or if she watches animes or not, because I literally bought this deck after I'm an anime fan, right? I watch a lot of animes. I love Crunchyroll. Uh, I watch them a lot. It reminds me of those characters a lot, actually. It does. Yeah. Page of Wands. I don't know why it looks like he's diving into something risky and dissolving himself into the fire of it all. Nice. Knight of Wands. I do not know what to say. Princess of the Diamond Kingdom. Man, do not ask me. I'm very sleepy. I'm very, very sleepy. I'm very, very sleepy. Queen of Wands. The one who is creating the new, who's creating something passionate. The one who has taken the baton in her hand and is now out to set fire on everything. She is a revolutionary. She is the leader of a revolution. My dear Queen of Wands, King of Wands, the guy who is the guy who like Queen of Wands is the one who leads the revolution, all right. King of Wands is the one who controls the revolution. How far will this revolution go? How much more does this fire needs to burn? I love the depiction. Now I'm not gonna I seriously don't have that energy in me to shuffle these cards as of now. Okay, I'm pretty tired as a human being, alright. Have mercy on me, my lord. I am very tired as a human being. I am very, very tired as a human being. And it's just, yeah, but you know what? Should I shuffle it or not? Maybe I should shuffle it and just see, how is the quality of this. Okay, so first of all, this is a very, very thin deck, alright? So if I'm shuffling this, I'm shuffling it very slowly, not even sharply enough because I don't want these cards to bend or something. Okay, so just so you know. Okay, I'm already seeing 3. Okay, I think I should have shuffled it a little bit more. Yes, I think I should have. I should shuffle it a bit more. Wait a second. I should shuffle it a bit more. Okay. See, I want to come back to the point of what I said about the Hierophant and the High Priestess, alright? Hierophant is the one who obeys the system. High Priestess is the one who is the system, alright? Like, if she predicts that something is gonna happen in the future, that thing is most likely to happen, okay? Because she reads the system and she has dedicated and surrendered herself to the system to the point of I do not know why I'm getting the word insult in my mind to the point of getting insulted by everyone. But she has dedicated herself to the system and she has dissolved herself into the system where to the point that she becomes the system itself, all right? Because and the reason why she's able to predict the future, the past, the present, and everything else, the reason why she knows the past, present, future, and everything else is because the high priestess, yeah, she has become one with the system after surrendering so much to the system, all right? Right, yeah. Like she has become one with the system after surrendering to the system. But that is not the same with the Hierophant, alright? Like, and that's the thing about High Priestess. The dark side of the High Priestess is losing your own identity. The dark side of the Hierophant is is marrying to some study or to marry a social standard or a societal standard that you think is the right thing. Until one day you just realize that the entire public was or like the entire ideology was wrong, right? Like there used to be a time people were so like happy about you know, I don't know, like how do I say this? They were so much they thought it was like very normal to be um talking about, I do not know, they sort of like there used to be a time when people used to feel entitled to other people to the lives of big influencers and celebrities and like that. And you know, now it is almost like everybody has their own autonomy. And the higher fund was basically doing everything for the people, right? That's like, yeah. He would never take the path that the people would say is the wrong path, right? And it's okay. It's okay. But not every path is the right path. Not every time should should you like not every time is whatever the popular opinion is the right path. That's what I'm saying. Or whatever the ideology says is the right path. Okay. So that's why I feel like I felt like Hierophant wasn't represented well enough. And I wanted to give him a name. You know, I felt like Hierophant, the guy who is forming an identity, is based on a set of belief systems. Whether you are forming a set of belief system based on your personal beliefs or outer self beliefs or whatever it is, we all have an Hierophant within us. All right, it's not traditional; it's the belief systems that we have. And I wanted people to like. I want so many people to understand that. You know, like all of these archetypes exist in within all of us. I do not know if I'll allow. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want these cards to fall off the deck. What I'll do is that I'll do three shuffles. Yeah, that one card is standing out like that. So I'll pick up this card. I think this card wants to come like this. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. Let's read about it. You know, when I shifted, when I just flipped this card over, something inside me just told me that yeah, that's upright. Like even though I did not know that flipping this over will be upright, something in my intuition told me that it's gonna be upright. See, when I say yeah, like that's what I call about being a high priestess. It is something unknown that tells you that it's upright. All right, and you don't know it, if it is upright or not. You just like as a high priestess just surrenders to that intuition right there, right? And she's like, well, it's gonna be upright. I, on the other hand, what I do is that I do not believe in it. I do not just go and believe in my intuition and it's like, okay, my intuition said upright, it will be upright. I don't do that. I am like, I question my intuition and I'm like, is that going to be upright or not? So I flip it over and then I'm like, okay, it's upright. So my intuition is confirmed. Okay, I like, while on the other hand, High Priestess is like, I do not care what comes. She's like, even if she's wrong or she's right, she doesn't care about being wrong or right. She just surrenders to whatever comes in her mind. That is what High Priestess is. Understood? Yeah. Let's talk about the Four of Pentacles, right? All right. So Okay, there's no big definition to the Four of Pentacles. A decorated figure clings to gold, wound in fine gilded chains. Their mask is impassive, and their ornamentation dangles and shimmers to tie them to the riches themselves. And their ornamentation dangles and shimmers to tie them to the riches themselves. Divinatory meanings: stability through care and planning, security through control, keeping a tight grip on one's finances. Reverse meaning: materialism, hoarding, and inability to see past acquisition, keeping and subtle and sometimes subtle but ungenerous displays of wealth. All right. I think if you saw the flip through, you must have seen what I was talking about. This Four of Pentacles, right? It's an interesting card to me. Um, this is the upright where everything is in a delicate position, in a delicate balance, and um, I don't know why I wanted to see this card right here. Oh my god, talk about delicate balance. And then I just take the topmost card of my deck and I find the Two of Pentacles. Exactly. See, everything is in a delicate balance in this card, right? That's what I was talking about. First of all, let's take this out of the view and let's focus on this first for once, all right? So I was talking about this during the flip through as well, that this is an interesting drawing. Like if you like he's holding on to it tightly for security, stability, and everything else. But once you flip him down, once you reverse him, yeah, once you reverse him, all the gold that he's carrying is gonna go away. Like it's a very delicate balance. He's in a very delicate place in the society. He's in a very delicate place in the society, and that balance is very delicate. This is the Two of Pentacles. It's not Two of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Pentacles upright. I want to read it actually. Two of Pentacles, twin snakes, light and dark, twin infinity, around the sparkle of heavens, the peaks of the earth, the night sky glitters. Okay, and shines as the two hang in balance. Divinity meanings: balance, finding one's priority, measuring them, taking stock of one's life, the importance of what grounds us in balance, by the importance of what buoys us, causes us to look up and dream, weigh what matters to you and shifts things around its feels right. So it's all about balance, right? I think yeah, this is what I'm okay, let's see. Oh, I love the death card and yeah, I think the one behind it is the lovers card, right? Yeah, the hardcore lovers card and it just wants to show up like this. Okay. So what I'm feeling about this reading is that yeah, maintain that delicate balance between your spirituality and your materialism, your belief system and your business, right? The business is where you're trying to sell what see there's a quote, out there that knowledge is free for all. It's not just a quote, it's true. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is supposed to be free. It's not something that is supposed to be sold. All right. But you can't. But if you get free, if you can get food for free, it would have been easier for knowledge to be free as well. All right. If you can get if you can get your own resources of this earth for free without other people, um, yeah, only then. So always understand that there is also an aspect of exchange, give and take. So always have that like balance between the give and take and the free for all, right? Like learn to maintain that balance, learn to maintain the balance between the higher ends and Learn to maintain the balance between your spirituality, your ideal beliefs, and I won't say money that you acquire, but the money that you're using to exchange with other people, because in this world, in this world as of, okay, in this world, because in this world as of now, like, because in this world, you need to exchange, like, not exchange, but it's like it's important to, I don't know, I feel like it's important to save your money, or it's important to understand the value of the delicate balance of stability, the value of staying in that, of having that discipline of saving money, or having that discipline to staying in that posture of staying in that um, hardworking phase of life, of staying in that discipline, of maintaining that discipline, of maintaining that strict posture on yourself, so that you can stabilize the money for exchanging it for food, for exchanging that money for food, exchanging that money for shelter and all that stuff, all right? Just remember and understand the balance that exists, all right? So fortunately, I did not get any reverse cards. I'm getting all the straight cards right now. Now we have the death card in the back, and back of the deck, and the lovers card. So at least one major arcana. So I think there will be some big meanings if we go to the major arcanas, right? Let's see. Found it. The death card. Okay. Mm. A being that passes from the barrier of life or death. Like what I see when I feel like, okay, I think I need to read it. A being that passes the barrier of life and death, and light and darkness, growth and decay, from the dark and the red soil and white blooms erupt. Death is an end to a cycle and disruption that entails a new beginning to follow. Okay, I'm actually feeling really suffocated while like reading this. I do not know why I'm feeling so suffocated, but if that's how I'm feeling right now, I wouldn't continue to see the meaning of these cards. I'll just say what I feel about it as I'm seeing it, right? Yeah, there's something like learn to have that balance. I do not know. There's also something like learn to like transform yourself for this discipline, for the balance. I don't know. I'm almost getting like tough love. Seriously, I'm getting tough love when I'm seeing this. But yeah, those are the only things I do not want to like. Why is it showing the lovers card again and again? Do I need to like look into the lovers card? Okay, here we are, the lovers card. The question of love in our complex world deals with so many layers of closeness and connection that the heart and the throat, and the fears and the joy of the first intimacy, of the nakedness of being seen, and the headlines of that experience, love and union, and opening on itself to me indeed. Needed depth, needed rawness of emotion. Each card expresses different way, but still the commonality in the opening of the self to consuming and being consumed by intimacy. Okay, whether it is tentative tension, a gentle approach before death, or a devouring kind of love. Okay, we see a purity of connection. Two people who understand each other, feel each other, and grow with each other. The intense energy between people, sometimes sexual, just beyond the surface. Raw understanding between the two people who know each other's vulnerabilities. The lovers can signify new love, harmony, synchronicity, relationships, young love. Okay, How do you experience love? Is it consuming or is it quiet? One past the initial acknowledgement of each other's deeper self. There can be settling. It is a first taste of. It's the first taste that can just be jarring. All right, I see. I do not know what it means. I don't think I'm supposed to explain what it means because that's what my mind is telling me to do right now. Because I'm feeling fucking sleepy. All right, but have a great day. Good night. Goodbye, guys. Yeah, I do not know. I do not feel like. Okay, now all of a sudden I don't feel sleepy anymore, but I do not feel like reading the book for the meanings and the definitions. So I think I have to say this like this. Um, and I'm not feeling like saying anything. I do not know. Maybe I need to see something. I do not know what it means. Does it mean that silencing yourself? I don't know. Maybe transformation, but it's almost like something about this just gives me a feeling like, somebody's like going through the portal and falling down. Like something like they are moving from one portal to another portal, but not integrating both of them together. Yeah, I think you have to understand them. I'm getting understand them with each other. Something like understand them through the lens of this is so fucked up. Because why is this card just moving like this? You know what? I will keep it in here. If you guys understand what it means, great. If you do not, my god, I do not know why I'm getting like if you do, I do not know why I'm getting now I'm finally getting in my mind that if you do not Lubanko, please tell me. I do not know why I got that in my head just now. But now that I think now I can like go and look into the death card finally. The being that passes through the barrier of life and death, light and darkness, growth and decay, from dark and rich soil blows. It is not an end of a cycle or disruption that entails a new beginning. It is the end itself is not a surprise, as always a period of adjustment for it, actual or metaphorical, brings it, whether it brings grief, shock, or simply adaptation to the change. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I do not know. I feel like, the more disciplined you are, the more you try to maintain that discipline, or the more you try to maintain that stability to balance yourself or something like that. Yeah. Um, balance your spirituality and your material wealth, right? The death in here just tells me that it's sort of like, yeah, it just because it came in the back of like I just feel like there is a subconscious need. It might like I just feel like maybe this is happening in the time of a great transformation, you know, where something has died. And it's better to look forward to the flowers that are gonna grow, that are gonna bloom at the sight of that are gonna bloom that then it's better to look at the sight of it's better to, look forward to the flowers that are gonna bloom rather than the rather than feeling the pain of the grave or something like that, right? What is written? Wait a second. What the heck is written here? I'll read it for you. It is too often it is too hard to okay wait, it's often too hard to look forward to the flowers that will grow when the grave is still fresh. Give yourself some time. You know, as you grow in age, watch the world change. You will be surprised at what dies, and you will be surprised at what grows. Yeah, your discipline can help you transform into somebody. Like, yeah, it might be a little bit painful as of now, but it will change you to somebody else. It will change you to someone else. Maybe you don't, I'm getting the word like you do not want to change or something like that, but try to look forward to the flowers that are gonna bloom in the future, right? Yeah, give yourself some time. Be patient. Be patient with what flowers you will bloom on your own or moving forward. Hmm. Hmm. See, the lovers is about the curious to consuming intensity of the newly learned intimacy of knowing another and being known, and overwhelming feelings that, yeah, and the overwhelming feelings that accompany that. Sometimes it is romantic, sometimes it is simply about finding another with whom we are on the same frequency. This particular deck has three lovers and everything else. Cards we use for the readers to recognize. Hmm, exactly. I do not want no, but I think it's so much about your own delicate balance and your own love for. Yeah, there's a part of me that just gives me tough love energy in this, but it's almost like it's overwhelming. Yeah, it can be a little bit jarring. It can be a little bit overwhelming, to go through this discipline. Okay, I'm getting like that's not the answer, but something like, okay, wait a second. Okay, 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 fine. Okay, each other's view for self. It's a first aid. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the transformation that will come from maintaining this balance, from maintaining this discipline on a daily basis, yeah, it can be quite overwhelming to find out weird or bad things about yourself, or to find out some jarring things about yourself, right? Yet you are in a journey where you are yet to learn more about yourself. Already you are yet to learn about yourself. You're yet to learn what type of flowers are gonna bloom after this hard phase of life walks past you, right? Exactly. I just feel like this lover's card like literally tells you to sort of like, yeah, it might be overwhelming, but to not stop loving yourself, stay there with yourself, stay for yourself, look at yourself in another light, in another beautiful light where you are able to see yourself for who you both are to each other. Exactly, my God. It's such a loving reading. It's such a loving reading. It's like telling you guys, like, if you are, like, yeah, when you are disciplining yourself, there are things that you see about yourself that you do not want to see. There are overwhelming things about yourself that you do not want to experience at all. And yet, you need to learn how to love that overwhelming person within yourself, how to love that person, how to love that. Yeah, even though, he's putting a finger in his mouth and everything else, it might not be the most comfortable thing to do while falling down, all right? But if they want to absorb themselves into that, that's the thing. Even though it's not comfortable, even though your own inner selves, your own little habits are not comfortable to you, your own little like, yeah, like this discipline isn't I'm getting this discipline isn't enough for you, or this discipline isn't satisfying you enough, or this discipline is just not giving you that satisfaction enough. It's gonna transform you, because whatever way you are going to resist this discipline, it's gonna show you a side of you that can be very ugly, that can be very dark, and you will learn to love yourself in a different way, in a different manner. Like, it's all about loving yourself in a different way, like, even though you're seeing the most overwhelming and jarring thing about yourself, love yourself for that. Like, that's the thing, you haven't seen that yet. Like, develop that intense love and emotion and for yourself, like, see yourself despite the bad, despite, like, see that, like, learn to cultivate that discipline so that you can see the dark ways your mind and your heart can rebel against the discipline that you're trying to enforce on yourself, and let yourself love yourself, like, love yourself for, and no matter how you react to the discipline, no matter how your dark self or how your shadow self reacts to the discipline that you're trying to give you to yourself, like, learn to love yourself with that intense passion, all right? Like, love yourself in that intensity. That's what it gives me. It's a lovely card. It's a lovely deck. I really love this card. I really love this deck. Soul Seers, if you're here, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me in this deck review. This is the first time I'm reviewing any deck, and honestly speaking, I don't, I wasn't going to review this deck because I had bought some new deck. Like, I had bought some new decks, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to review anything right now. But I just reviewed it today, and yeah, because I was like feeling lazy. I would say I was feeling angry, or I was feeling a little bit lazy. I was feeling really like exhausted and all that stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'll review this, and and after that I'll just go to sleep. So yeah, that's what I did. Apart from that, have a great day, guys. Goodbye.